Hi, it's Liam, in my office. This is where I like to read some of my favourite books. What book do you think we should read today? Let's have a look. I know. The Grunt and the Grouch. This is a beautiful book. This book was written by Chasey Corduroy and it was illustrated, which means the pictures were drawn, by Lee Wildish. Ooh, this book can be a bit gross as well because it's about some gross trolls. We can see here something green coming from their nose. I wonder what that could be. Ugh. Let's have a read, shall we? The Grunt and the Grouch. I got this from the library. Lovely place, the library. Oh, look at this page. This lets you know what kind of book it's going to be. There's some really gross things I can see here. Bones, flies, sick bag, trumping powder, gooey earwax, ugh, juicy wet earthworms, ugh. The Grunt was probably the grumpiest troll you're ever likely to meet. Just look at his face. Now tell me, would you invite him to your party? Well, one day, someone did just that, and things were never quite the same again. It happened on a Tuesday, the most boring day of the week. This scrappy bit of paper landed on the Grunt's dirty doormat. "What's this?" he cried, snatching it up. So he read the scruffy writing. "Dear neighbour, I'm having a party, and guess what? You're invited. There'll be stuff to eat and everything. P.S. Don't forget my prezzy." "Who dared leave this on my mat?" growled the Grunt. "I don't like Tuesdays, I don't like visitors, and I really don't like parties, so I'm not coming." With that, he tore the invitation into tiny shreds, then stomped back inside and finally got to work. Not picking bits of mould off his teeth, not cleaning the bath, not doing the washing up, not even flushing the toilet. Oh, should always remember to flush the toilet. Boring Tuesday morning ended, and boring Tuesday afternoon began. So the Grunt went to town. It was, after all, the perfect place to be horrid. So he jumped in muddy puddles, growled at kitty cats, and swiped a teddy bear from every pram he saw. When the postman smiled, "Good afternoon." "No, it's not," grumped the Grunt, then posted him without even sticking on any stamps. Oh dear, look at that. Back home, as the Grunt thundered in through his gate, who should he find but a visitor? "Grrr," he bellowed, "I'm the Grunt. No one parties in my garden." He waved a dirty fingernail. "Now clear off," he snarled, and bang, bang, bang went the pretty balloons as the Grunt popped every single one. "Oi, party pooper," snapped the Grouch, "you great big grunty grump," and he chucked a chunk of his pongiest cheese. And that's when the food fight began. Look at all this food they've got. Oh, something stinky in that jar. Flies, worms, oh dear. "Hang on a minute," said the Grunt. "Those maggot cakes look great." So they sat and ate, and the Grunt had such fun, he forgot to be mean. He forgot to be bored, and he even forgot to send the Grouch away. "Now," burped the Grunt, "what else can we do?" "Troll stuff," said the Grouch. So they messed around with Spots and Goo, took turns to cheat at a game or two, and hid from the sunshine together. A whole week later, the Grouch packed up his tent. "Oh well, Grunty," he sighed, "it's been great, but now I must go. See, I always move garden on a Tuesday." "But why?" said the Grunt, and then he saw it. The tiny troll looked sad. The Grunt had never seen someone sad before. What's more, he'd never cared. But now, suddenly, he did. "You ask why I go?" said the Grouch, disappearing through the goat. "I go because no one's ever asked me to stay." The Grunt sat and thought then. "Wait!" he cried, tearing off after his friend. "Grouchy, hey, come back!" he called. "It won't be the same without you." But where was the Grouch? He disappeared. So the Grunt searched high and low. He raced, he chased, he dashed, he crashed, then at last he found him. "Grouchy, stay," panted the Grunt. "Whoa, thanks," sniffed the little Grouch. Then the Grunt felt his lips go all tickly and began to curl up to his ears. "What's this?" he said. "It feels so good." And then the Grouch cried, "I think we're smiling." Now the Grunt and the Grouch are the happiest trolls you're ever likely to meet. Still, they never pick bits of mould off their teeth. They never clean the bath, never do the washing up, and never, ever, ever flush the toilet. But every Tuesday they get dressed up. Now it's their favourite day, for that's the day they party! So watch out. Oh, and look at some of these gross things. Instant mud, rotten leaves, rotten custard, smelly pond water. Oh, plug hole bits and slime. They really were gross, but they were gross together. Oh, well, I'm glad the Grunt and the Grouch found someone to be friends with. That was a lovely book. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.